everyone, welcome to St Mary's. We're inside, not surprisingly. It's Saturday the 10th, isn't it? And it's pretty cold outside, so we've come in and it's looking pretty Christmassy. As you can see, if you come in, you'll see some wonderful lights all the way around the nave, actually, as well, which we had up for the Christmas Tree Festival. And they're up now. So we've got the Mary tree over in the sanctuary over there, and our Christmas tree here, which is a serious piece of Christmas bling. Have to confess, I'm not feeling terribly Christmassy myself at the moment, even though we had a marvellous performance of a Christmas carol at Fearing Church last night, read by, or narrated, I should say, and told by Anthony Roberts, director of the Colchester Arts Centre. Wonderful, had over 80 people come as well, which is a rather pleasing night, it was very good. But I've just done 2 burials of ashes today of 2 30-year-olds, so that's probably one of the reasons I'm not feeling terribly Christmassy. But of course, for the church's Advent anyway. You look around, there aren't any flowers in church. We don't have them back until Christmas itself, or Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. But so it's still Advent, and a big focus on John the Baptist. He gets 2 bites of the cherry in Advent, 2 Sundays where the Gospel's about him. And in the one tomorrow, he's just doubting whether Jesus is the real thing, and says, "Are you the one?" He sends a message, he's in prison at the time, he sends a message to Jesus, "Are you the one who is to come, or are we to wait for another?" And Jesus effectively tells him, "I am the one, and I have come." And then Jesus turns to the crowds and he says, because he remembers a lot of them would have gone out to see John the Baptist and be baptised in the River Jordan, and he says, "What did you go out into the wilderness to look at? A reed shaken by the wind? No, a prophet, and more than a prophet. Who did you go out to see?" And I think there is a difference between seeing and looking. We can look and look and look at things, but not see. How many times have you said, "Look over there, can't you see?" Looking is like the initial thing, but seeing is actually perceiving. And when people come into church, as they will do, we hope, over the next few days, here and at Fearing, for our carol services, the Christingle at Fearing tomorrow at 4 o'clock, that is an advert, by the way. And then our carol service here on Sunday the 18th at 6. When they come for the crib services on Christmas Eve, and our midnight mass, we're doing for the first time in 3 years on Christmas Eve, and the Christmas morning service. They will look and they will see lots of things. What will they actually see? And what will they perceive? How will their expectations be met, as we need to? After all, if we don't sing "O Come Ye Faithful" on Christmas Day and at the end of the midnight mass, we may well be lynched. So there are certain expectations we must meet, but what else will they see? What else will they experience? What will you experience when you come, and if you come? Will you sense something of the presence of the God who is with us even in the dark times, as the infant Jesus was born in that dark and violent time? And don't forget that his life, there was a wanted poster up for him from more or less the day he was born. And they got him in the end, about 30 years later. What will you see? What will you expect to see? Will there be something different that you'll see and perceive and experience this Christmas? Despite the darkness and the doubts and the rise in the cost of living and the strikes and the sense that the NHS is falling apart and all the other public services are struggling, or their workers are, is there still a light of hope we can hold on to, brighter and more permanent than any of these lights here? That is what we would like you to see, to experience, and to know this Christmas. Amen.